Thanks for your time, Samir, and congratulations for the Gender Diversity Initiative at Ericsson. Could you please elaborate on what this initiative is all about and what this Awareness Month is going to be like?
Sure. Thanks for this, and thanks for taking time out to come over here. I think D&I for us is in our DNA. Is the way I would like to start off with. It is something that we feel very passionately and strongly about. Ericsson has been working on this for a few years now, and we are well conscious of the gap that exists when we look at the women and the men population that is working. And we have a target to reach 30% by 2020. That's what we have aimed for ourselves across the world, even in India. One of the things that we are conscious of is if I look at India, from a society perspective, there does seem to be at times an imbalance that comes in. At times it also comes in our thoughts and processes when people come into office as well. So what we want to look at is opening people's thoughts and minds into bringing in more inclusivity, for them to really think that there could be difference of opinion and we need to respect that difference of opinion. And that difference of opinion, maybe with gender, maybe with our sexual orientation, maybe with our color, our nationality, and various other forms. But how we need to be inclusive about that, and that's a glimpse that we want to bring out over here. It is also where we want people to see the real themselves and appreciate each one of us for what each one of us is, which is really the key. And if we appreciate ourselves and we also introspect in ourselves, because it is a journey for each one of us as well, because none of us is perfect. But how do we raise our own concerns and then also understand and appreciate someone else's diversity? That is the key.
Awesome. And what is this Gender Diversity Awareness Month all about?
So this month is about reaching is so let me first say this is something that, as I said, should be in our DNA throughout. So this month is just to make it more heightened for everyone to have different experiences. For instance, today we had one of the acid attack survivors who came in and addressed our employees. There was another gentleman who came in who is the first single father to adopt, or the youngest single father to adopt a baby who suffers from Down syndrome. And it is really for all of us to open our vistas to newer, brighter things which are there, and the change which is taking place in society. Because, as a human resources person, even if I was to introduce a change in the organization, the change can happen only once people are aware about these changes that's taking place in the society. When our people are more welcoming, then they will be more welcoming in us having such employees also, which we are keen to do. So it's about opening up their vistas to actually embrace the change. So the month is focusing on largely the inclusivity that we want to bring in each and every one of us. This is something that we have been doing for the last few years as well. What I gave you example were only a couple of them. We also have another stream running called what we call Blue River Project. As a part of that, also we also ensure that at times we take our employees to orphanages, to underprivileged kids, and to get them to interact with various forums and learn from them. So this month really focuses a bit more on diversity. It is also as a part of what we call our D&I. We'd like to have more girls in technology. We call it Girls in ICT. We also give a bit more fillip to that, where we encourage more girls in their education system to post that join technology world. Because we see that a lot of girls actually drop out of doing technology.
Sure. How do you see the recent government initiatives of embracing woman power at workplaces, and how have you incorporated those initiatives of extending the maternity leave and creating a daycare within your premises?
So, firstly, how do I see them is absolutely essential. I think if I look at from purely a fairness perspective, a lot of times our society, like I said, is unfair. And the reason why I say it's unfair is if you look at female infanticide, if you look at the ratio of newborn girls to boys, it is heavily skewed. And I think it is in the psyche for most of us. Now we need to change psyche for each one of us, including myself.
Sure.
So, what we do is at our organization level, we also do unconscious bias training, and I can talk about that subsequently. But so I really feel that there's a strong need because once we empower, we have more women in the workplace. Women who actually today it is still seen that man is the only bread earner, which is changing. But I think we need to have a faster change on that. So for that perspective, these policies are absolutely welcome. We at Ericsson have been doing it for many years now. For instance, we have been giving a crash allowance that has been going on for a few years now. We also extended our maternity benefit policy a few months before the government notification had come in or the decision that was going on as well. So I'm absolutely in favor of this. And I think if you look at the general life cycle and the life stages of what a woman or a man goes through, these are but the natural things. All the advanced societies have been working on this and doing that as well. Especially if you look at we are headquartered out of Sweden, and that's one of the countries which is quite advanced in doing some of these policies as well.
Sure. What is the kind of talent that Ericsson looks for, while hiring technologists, in your campus in India?
I think India, as a country, we are blessed that we have got people who have high ability. I think the key thing that we look for is not the aptitude, but the attitude. Because the soft skills is where I think the real game is. And there, as an organization, we are very keen that we hire people who are very collaborative in their approach, who are genuine. Because, we of course do our tech test and people clear above that are definitely in the pipeline. But more important is their attitude and what they bring on to the fore. That to us is the key element when we hire people. And in that, we don't differentiate whether it's man or a woman. So it's the best candidate that wins. So that's our overall theme. We are also conscious that at the time of hiring, there could have been certain biases that creep in automatically for a man or a woman who is in the panel as well. And those are the biases that we try to address. We try to address by making tests which are standardized, so that it doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman who are taking it. We try at times. We have also experimented with removing the gender so that the person doesn't know whether it's Ram applying or Sita applying or anyone else. So it is gender neutral application that comes in and for a person to assess. Yeah, absolutely. So we are bringing in that science in a big way in terms of our selection processes, but the best candidate gets hired.
Absolutely. What are the key technology areas where Ericsson is currently hiring, and how has that changed with the digital transformation coming in?
Ericsson plays a key role in Internet of Things, as it's called, or network society as we call it, and we think anything that can benefit from being connected will be connected in the years to come. And you're already seeing that. You're already seeing people being able to, from their cell phones, being able to see what's going on in their home, how their baby is being taken care of. So I think technology is advancing in a big way. We have a big role to play because we provide actually the backbone of that in terms of the networks. Our networks are just the starting point. And then we go beyond that in terms of, and now if you look at what we are hiring for is the IP and the cloud areas, the upcoming new technologies. For instance, India is largely going from 3G to 4G and in future to 5G. So the technological shift enables a shift in terms of our hiring and being able to go out and reach for more people.
Sure. IoT, what is the kind of talent that you're really getting over here? Because I believe IoT is just on surface as of now. It is still to penetrate in the Indian market. Are you really getting the kind of talent that you want, from the market, or you are grooming them within the campus to be suitable for the jobs that you're offering?
So one of the key things that is needed for IoT to really happen is that the network connectivity needs to be seamless. So for instance, assume that in years to come you have a driverless car and a car is cruising at 100 kilometers per hour, and even in India, for instance, it will not cruise at 100 kilometers per hour but lesser. And and driverless car, so it's connected, it's talking seamlessly because it's being controlled, right? It's computer controlled, and in between you have a break of connectivity. Imagine the chaos that will be there, right? Or imagine if there's a surgeon who is performing an operation remotely, and in that remote sensing, there's just when the surgeon is about to perform a critical element, there's a break in connectivity. In today's parlance, you call it the call drops, for instance. Now, the obstacle to making that IoT really come alive is the seamless and the uninterrupted connectivity, and we are the one that provide that. So for us, the challenge is now to move to that, which is the 4G and subsequently to 5G, to ensure that the technology that enables the network society is there. So that for us is the immediate challenge over the next few years before we really take the leap in terms of Internet of Things. And there, like I said, we are recruiting people who are specialists in cloud. We are recruiting people who are more CSI oriented background or IP oriented background, because we see that impacting some of the core telecom technologies currently and in times to come as well.
Sure. What are the top 5 qualities that a candidate must have to get hired at Ericsson?
So of course we've got a competency framework for each and every role that person would go for. We have our values, perseverance, professionalism, and trust, which are very key. And if I were to add to those, I would say a key quality that I would say is humility. Another key quality would be a learner orientation, to add to the 3 that I just spoke about as the values.
Sure. Could you please elaborate what humility will be?
Humility is being humble about yourself, about your accomplishments, and that also kind of opens you up to new changes, because if you know that okay, you are maybe good but you are not the best and you want to achieve certain things, because even to your best you need to keep on working hard, and being humble about that and accepting that yes, I need to change myself to continuously get better. That's what I term as humility, and accepting of others' views about yourself and making the change in yourself.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time, Samir. Thanks so
Welcome.
much.